We're celebrating Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month by exploring the rich diversity woven into the cultural fabric of San Diego. All month long, we're highlighting some of the ethnic groups from all over the world. CBS 8's Richard Allen spent time with members of our Hmong community who are working to preserve and share their culture while living the American dream.
I feel like we've been locked up and put away.
San Diegan Pa Yang is ready to celebrate.
I miss seeing the Hmong community come together.
A vibrant community here in San Diego County, largely kept apart for the past 2 years by the pandemic. A community that many San Diegans know little about.
Historically, we've come a long way.
A history that stretches back thousands of years. Members of an ethnic group without a country of their own, the Hmong migrated from China to Laos, Thailand, and nearby countries more than 3 centuries ago.
We were considered, the poor people of Asia. We lived in the mountains. We lived in huts.
And following the Vietnam War, in which the Hmong helped U.S. forces fight the communists, tens of thousands were forced to flee, first to refugee camps and then to the United States. It was during the late 1970s and early 80s that about 5,000 Hmong made their way from Southeast Asia here to San Diego to start a new life. Among them was Ia Vu, one of only 6 in her family to survive the war. Ia settled in Linda Vista in 1980, where she raised her family, helping support them through her unique talents in this elaborate form of cross-stitching.
We call it ban bao.
Creating elaborate story cloths, capturing through images not only her people's history, but her own personal journey fleeing to safety.
So she had to cut bamboo to put it under the arms to help them float across the river to get
her experience far different from members of the Hmong community born and raised here in San Diego, like her son Richard.
Growing up, it was a little bit difficult for me. It was a clash for culture.
Richard is also committed to keeping the Hmong culture alive. For the past 20 years, he has served his community as a shaman, a spiritual healer who performs traditional rituals and ceremonies, including weddings and funerals.
We help celebrate the person's life to heal them.
A crucial part of those ceremonies is the traditional Hmong clothing on full display during Hmong New Year celebrations.
We used to be more bland, more plain, and now we're more colorful.
Also critical to keeping the culture alive is maintaining the Hmong language. A tonal language that historically was not written down. Pa Yang is now working to teach it to her kids, including 12-year-old Lily.
Yeah, I want to try to learn more of it just so I can keep on passing it down.
Over the decades, though, San Diego's Hmong population has dwindled in numbers, many moving out of the area in search of more affordable housing. Recent UCSD grad Kong Yang plans on staying, though, to work as a social worker in City Heights, where he grew up.
And for me, growing up, it's like trying to find that balance of being Hmong and being American at the same time.
And in North County, one Hmong family is working to bring those cultures together.
This will be the gathering area. We'll have a big communal table here.
Yang Lor and her husband, Dua Chang, recently moved to this 8-acre property in the hills of San Marcos.
I think that gives us that feeling of going home, going back to the mountains.
They're now working to transform their 5-bedroom Spanish colonial into a bed and breakfast, showcasing their Hmong culture to all guests, no matter what their background.
And we really want to transform this place into something that's very welcoming with the fusion of our Hmong culture.
Including cultural workshops from music to crafts, as well as typical Hmong dishes to serve their guests.
If you've ever been to a Hmong house, you know that you cannot leave until you eat.
Nestled next to a vineyard,
we're still doing a lot of work.
This unique B&B will also feature Hmong gardens, as well as a traditional and educational Hmong house to teach guests about the history of their people.
It's very humbling, actually. It's just something that we can also be very proud of, because I feel like we have come so far.
A story that continues into the future.
I'm just really proud of who we've become and where we've come from, and so it's exciting to see where our next generation of kids will go.
I love all the colors in their culture, and
Yeah.
we've got some of the cross-stitching examples here. This is the one that Richard was showcasing. I mean, these guys have guns, rifles, and this was the story of them fleeing from the military and the bamboo under the arms so that they were able to float across the river to escape, and then their journey to their new land as refugees. It's so meaningful and poignant.
Their story is so unique. It's such a challenge to keep culture, language, and community together when you're basically in exile. They don't have their own country. And the community they have is vibrant. You can see that they're sticking together. It matters to them. They have a unique language, a unique culture, and I think it's beautiful that we could bring some of that to people.
Yeah, and so neat that they're going to have a bed and breakfast. We
There
could
you
do a
go.
little staycation, right, and experience some of that traditional food
And eat, yeah.
and culture.
Educational and vacation in one.
I love it.